Hang on, 4140. This is where we are. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. There we go. All right, we're back at it. Another week, another full week of Xenogears. Miley Cyrus blasting in my ears. The spirit of the day has been set. Let's make moves, folks. So, at the end of last stream, we ran into Graf again. Speaking of, we fought Stone, aka Stein, in a big old dude. Falling behind on my playthrough quite a bit, so won't stick around for too long. I completely understand. Mech. In fact, I will not leave this screen just for your own safety. It's a big game. So after fighting the fight that we fought, after getting the newest member of the party in the party, we decided to explore the world a little bit because it had been a while since we had the opportunity to explore the world. What's up, Danish? And so we took our newfound movement abilities and a slight sense of freedom before heading to the tower where we're going to be starting today's stream. And there was a shop back in Nissan way earlier that when we checked into it, I was like, that stuff's really expensive. It's probably stuff we want to go back for later because it sounds really good. And so I took my 90,000 gold or whatever it was, and I went back and I bought the expensive stuff that was supposed to be very good. So this is going to use 2 times my ether points in exchange for 2 times the effect. So double damage, double restoration, assumedly double whatever, in exchange for double the amount of ether points. So if we look at like Ellie, for example, Anemo Bolt, Terra Lance, Thermo Cube, Aqua Ice, they'll all cost 4 now. However, in turn, they'll be twice as powerful. My next question is, these area attacks, do you think the diameter range of the area doubles? It's going to be expensive. It'll cost 12, but could be interesting. I don't want the answer. If anybody's in chat and going like, oh, I can tell them, I don't want to know. We'll find out in our own time, and we'll have a good time doing it. I think I want to save those. We'll go ahead and do it like that. So we do, I believe, I got 2 of them, right? I have another one in here. I do have another one in here. And I also got like a life stone, 2 times the amount of HP restored. My question is that 2 times the amount of HP restored if you're wearing it and you get healed, or is that put it on a healer and they heal for double? I don't know. We'll find out. In any event, let's head in there. I know our gear shop has new parts. However, I don't have any money left. I don't have any money left. How are you doing, Danish? How's your night going? All right, here we go. You want to talk about a sense of foreboding. Hell yeah. Have a curling match. Whoa. You do it. So here's my question. Is that like recreational curling that you just picked up recently? Or have you had like curling your whole life? Like, has curling always been something that you've dabbled in? Dude, look at this. Holy. Oh. Started 2-ish years ago. That's so sick. Look at this, man. Oh, I'm moving in. What's up, Hearts? All right. Couch chewed you up and spit you out. You missed the community art showcase at the top of the stream. It's in the pinned message, Nancy. And for anybody here that didn't get a chance to see it, Nancy has submitted a piece for the April Art Initiative and showed it off, talked about it at the top of the stream, was very, very, very happy and excited to. So yeah, these cost 4, but they might do, I mean, they will do double damage. Oh, yeah, they do. Holy. Okay, so the thought here is this is yin power. This is a challenge of maintaining fuel composure. So not only is this a dungeon where there's going to be fights and stuff, this is a challenge of you gotta assumedly make it to the top of this tower while still having fuel and armor to spare, which is easier said than done. I'm trying to bait a fight out so that I can jump across this without having combat. I went for it. I went for it. So it doesn't seem like it affects the range, because that would be much wider if it did. But this is gonna hit hard. Dude. Insane. Unfortunately, you are not hitting hard at all, is the thing. I don't know if we need to put a new weapon on you or what, but Bart, you're not doing what we need. I mean, you're very good for like the accuracy down. I really love that. But the rest of you could be better. So here's my plan. We obviously spent a lot of money at Nissan. And so our gears aren't quite as strong as... I don't want to say they should be, but they could be. So we're really just doing like gold acquisition right now. And then we're going to head back to the Yggdrasil with some money in our pocket to upgrade our gears. So don't expect this run through to be, you know, the one that wins the, that takes us all the way there. Went to 2 baseball games this past weekend. Opening day, home opener here. And had a really, really, really great time. After that stream ended on Thursday, I said to myself, you guys heard me say on stream, I was like, if the price was right, I'll get a ticket. The price wound up being right. I got a ticket that was in the park in the 400 section, which is the very, very, very top section, in the furthest corner of the entire park on the first baseline. So all the way up, nosebleeds, very, 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 very top of the park. But I was there. And I went and I showed up early because I got that, remember that magnetic schedule I showed off, if anybody remembers from last week? That cool, like the little cubby bears with the flags in their hand and the 2025 schedule, magnet schedule for a fridge. I got it. And showed up early to get that. I found out you can bring food in, which is crazy. Food and plastic drinks. So like anything that's in a plastic bottle, like a water bottle, a Coke, anything like that, so long as it's non-alcoholic. And someone needs to water the ivy. Well, I'm getting there. It was so cold. Bitter, freezing cold. I really had a brutal time in the cold. I had so much fun, but every single ounce of my being wished that I wore 2 or 3 more layers. And so let me tell you the story. I went to the park. I was the very, 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 very top edge of the baseball diamond. First baseline, like literally last row. And I was there just going like, I've never been here before. This is my first time at this park. I'm going to explore, you know? I'm going to explore. And so what's up, Gearoid? And so I just started walking around and seeing everything I could. You know, I got a lay of the land. I went through all the sections. I walked through pretty much everything. And as I was walking and the game started, Gearoid, I watched first base. I watched the first inning. I watched the opening pitch, not from my seat. And I was walking around and I was seeing all this cool stuff, and I had an idea because I bought my ticket late Thursday night on Game Time, which is like a reselling app aggregate app. And so it combines like SeatGeek, StubHub, Ticketmaster resale, everything that you would imagine as far as ticket reselling into one place. Eats a part of the fee just because they're trying to amass users right now. And so it's cheaper, guaranteed, than anywhere else. And then sells them to you directly through the app. So I bought this ticket through Game Time. And as I was there walking around, the game had already started. The first pitch was thrown. I watched the opening of the first inning, like behind home plate on the 100 section. I thought to myself, there have to be tickets that haven't sold. And so I went onto this Game Time app. I was alone at the park, mind you. Minky Moo didn't go. It was a Friday afternoon. And I looked on the app, and sure enough, there were front row, upper infield, like terrace seats. So they were like balcony seats, but front row. And there were 4 of them for sale. And are we swanging? I don't know if I'm ready to swang just yet. And so I walked over there. I went up the stairs and I went to the new seats and I sat down and nobody was around me. And I new to myself. I was like, these tickets are going for $260. Nobody's going to pull up at the top of the second inning and go, well, let's just buy a ticket right now on Game Time, the app. And then go, $260? Yeah, no problem. Game's already started. I'll be right there. And so I'm sitting in this seat and I'm watching these tickets, whoever had these tickets, listing them $268 a piece, 4 tickets left at 1:26 p.m. I take a picture from the seats. Really, really, really nice behind home plate, third base line. Beautiful seats. 1:44 p.m., they dropped the tickets by $100. I'm just sitting there. 4 tickets left. 20 minutes goes by, the reseller drops them by $100. 4 tickets left. I'm sitting there. I'm keeping an eye out. Because listen, I don't want to deal with the confrontation. If somebody came up and said, you're sitting in my seats, you're in 313, I would go, oh, is this 313? Ah, shit. I'm sorry. I'm in 312. I just must have read it wrong. And I would have moved. It wouldn't have been a big deal. The Game Time app starts saying, you found a super deal. These tickets are in the top 1% for this event. Mind you, it's like the beginning of the third inning. 10 minutes goes by. The tickets drop to $136. Now suddenly there are 3 tickets left at this price. So somebody maybe bought one. And about this exact same time, the row behind me was a group of friends from a Chicago suburb, and they had another guy pull up, and it was like, yo, Billy, how you doing, man? And Billy's like, bro, listen, I got my ticket at 10:30 this morning. I'm way the fuck up there. And they're like, ah, shit, tough luck, man. He's like, it's opening day. I told my boss I had an off-site appointment and I couldn't be here, and now he's emailing me telling me to call him. And I turned to him and I was like, well, hey, listen, between you and me, I'm straight up squatting in these seats. They're for sale, reselling for like way too much, and nobody's gonna buy them right now, so sit down. And he goes, oh shit, yeah, dude, you're a lifesaver. Shook my hand. He's like, hey, I'm William. He didn't refer to me as Willie. He didn't say Billy to me, but his friends were saying Billy, Will, William, all that kind of stuff. Bill. He was a good guy. And probably about my age, maybe even a couple years younger. And we sit down in these seats and just get to talking, and it was really, really nice, and it felt good to be able to talk baseball or whatever else. And not quite a bunch of new Chicago friends. I didn't like keep up with them or anything. I don't even have like social media or anything anymore to be like, yo, follow me on Instagram. Let's keep in touch. And I definitely didn't want to like be like, hey, here's my phone number, right? I should make an Instagram at this point now, just for the sake of like conversing, because that's what I used to do with concerts and things growing up, and that's how Minky Moo and I met. I asked for her Instagram to be like, hey, if you're going to shows like this, I'll be around. So anyway, we're sitting in these seats. It's like 5th inning now. These seats are dropping. $93 each, $93 each, $82 each. And suddenly there's 2 tickets left for sale. And it couldn't have been 5th inning because they go off sale 1 hour after the game begins. So it had to have probably been like bottom of the 4th inning, about an hour in, halfway through the game. It was a bit of a longer game on the tail end. The early innings were pretty quick because Shota Imanaga was pitching. And the seats go off sale. And we're like, oh shit, dude, we're chilling. They're not even selling them anymore. The app is done. It's like bottom of the 6th inning. And it's me, this guy William, 2 empty seats next to us. This old couple, probably like late 60s comes up, and they hit us with the, I think you boys are in our seats. And we're like, oh, shit, hang on. And they're like, yeah, this is, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? And it's like, dude, we made it so far. We made it so far for this. And we're like, oh man, I'm so sorry. We didn't even notice it. We'll get out of your hair. And they go, we didn't tell you to go anywhere. Sit down. It's opening day. And we sat down with this late 60s couple and chatted baseball, and the wife was talking to me and William about like, so why did he back up there? Why wouldn't he go for it? Oh, the reason why you'd back up there is because the new pitching clock, they only give you so much time, and so whatever. And at one point they like brought their friends in. So here's what I can only assume. What I can only assume is these people are people that live nearby, or they were at the park in a different section. And they had 4 extra tickets. And they were trying to sell them just to like get a quick flip. And they didn't sell. And so husband and wife in the afternoon go like, you want to head up there? Yeah, sure, let's head up there. And they went and sat in there because they owned all 4 of them. And so they dropped 2 earlier on in the game because they were like, we're going to go. And then by the end of it, they were like, none of the 4 sold, so we have all 4 seats. Because they had them right on their phone. Like, here's 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was a really good time. There was this like woman probably in her early 70s that when the Cubs won, for starters, the Cubs almost blew it. The relief pitcher was just a disaster and almost blew it. And everybody was stressed out. Everybody in the entire park was like pissed off and stressed out. Presley? Yeah. And the whole time this woman was going, you got this! You got this! And it was the kind of thing where it was like, don't necessarily know who, obviously she was cheering on the Cubs, but from any other perspective, it's like, who's got this? The team that's behind 1 run at the bottom of the 9th? Like, what are you doing? Can you like tune your cheers a little bit more specifically? When we won, by a miracle, he turned it around and made it out of the inning without losing, she turned to me and went, chest bump me! And I went, huh? And she said, chest bump me! And I was like, and I didn't obviously go like, oh, okay. But I was like, we did! And I chest bumped this 70-year-old woman after winning the opening day game. It was a really, really fun afternoon. I had a blast, and then we went back the next day, Minky Moo and I, for the Saturday game, and had an awesome time there. My grandpa would have danced on the roof if he was alive for the World Series win. I understand. I understand. I get it. And I mean, I hate to be like cheesy about this, but I feel like you know as well as I do, there is something about Wrigley. There's something about it. It's different. It was my first time there. I've been to a lot of Tigers games. I've been to a lot of Milwaukee Brewers games. I've sang the national anthem at Citi Field. I've done a lot. But Wrigley's different, man. It's really nice. It feels very like utilitarian. I have not sung the national anthem for you guys. No. It smells like sewage outside. No, not at all. So one thing that I actually read recently regarding that specifically, Nancy, is that I think the World Series win spun the park around, spun the area, the neighborhood of Wrigleyville, right? It kind of like all of a sudden made it a strip that had a bunch of bars. People would go to watch the Cubs game. Kids were coming in. College kids would go to the game, come out. And I think in the last like 15 years, the entire area has really popped off as a result. I saw some post on TikTok about like lamenting over the loss of the Wrigleyville McDonald's, and everybody in the comments was like, yeah, things were so much better. Read way worse before the Cubs won the World Series. Like, it genuinely changed things for people and just like the feel of the neighborhood, apparently. But no, it's really clean. It's really nice. It's very, very pretty. One of those historic fields for sure. I sang at Fenway too. Like my high school choir. It wasn't just me standing up there. It was like 150 of us. But Fenway was cool. I don't really remember it because my dad and stepmom and uncle and cousin just kind of soft invited themselves because they were in New York and they took the trip up from Boston. And I was 14, 15 years old, and I was like my family's cramping my style kind of thing. And I just remember kind of being frustrated because I wanted to be with my friends and just kind of mess around and, you know, throw peanuts at each other or whatever kids do. And like my family was there. So it just wasn't quite the same. But I'd love to go back now that I'm older. I didn't get a chance to go to a Mets game or a Yankees game when I was living in New York. Would love to do that. All right, let me get out of here. We're going to get new mech parts, and then we're going to actually go up this thing. I'm sure they probably have like one of those robots like before that like tunes you up and does all that kind of stuff. So maybe we should just go for it. I'm just going to go for it. Looking at the app for the better seats was genius. It was great. It was a moment that I felt so proud of myself for, but I think it really only works confidently if you are completely alone. I think you can pull it off a lot better if you're not with another person, right? One person is pretty easy to feel like a mistake. Two people is scheming. And so we didn't do it when I was there with Minky Moo. But we did get tickets for the Dodgers Cubs series, which I'm looking forward to big time. That's the day of our 6th anniversary. So we're going to the baseball game to celebrate 6 years, and it'll be really fun. Meanwhile, the guy squatting in your original seat, nobody was squatting in my original seat. It was the very, 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 very top corner of the park. The attendance broke 40,000, though. There were 40,000 people there. A whole bunch of Hall of Famers. Ryne Sandberg threw the opening pitch, which was really cool to see. Yeah, it was great. On Saturday, the executive producer for The Bear threw the opening pitch, which is funny. Just kind of like a Chicago legend by proxy of The Bear really being popular. Was Bill Murray there? He did like a "there's nothing like Wrigley Field" voiceover video thing, but I don't think he was there. They didn't cut to him at any point over like the video feeds or anything like that. I know that Tom Hanks goes to every Dodgers game. He's a Dodgers game suite season ticket holder, and he keeps score. He does typewriter scorekeeping for he's really locked in. Like, he's really there to watch a baseball game, which is super cool. I think my biggest problem right now is that Bart's doing no damage. But Ellie doing 1100 damage per magic cast is crazy and more than enough, I think. Do 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 do. All right. And then we're swinging from this rope vine, this chain. Swing in the chain, swing in the chain. My sister went to the game on Sunday, Tigers game, and left at the top of the 9th inning going like, it's 4-1, they're going to lose. And then the Tigers rallied and got 4 runs at the bottom of the 9th and won the game. I hate to see it. You really hate to see it. But yeah, I mean, I should add, nah. It was a really good time. It was a really good time. I feel very lucky that I can get to baseball games. And again, she did avoid the traffic. Exactly. I should add, Wednesday, there's a day game. If it's not pouring rain the way it looks like it's going to be. Uh-oh. Up directional button stops the rope. Left and right swings. Left and right and triangle will jump you. Okay. Wish me luck. Hello? Hello? I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait, no, I do. I understand now. You don't actually rock back and forth. You're just holding, I think. That's all I can make sense of. I mean, I feel like I gotta get a pretty big swing in order to make it over there. Maybe I don't. Maybe this is enough. We're just gonna test it. Not enough. Okay. Very cold at Comerica. Very cold at Wrigley, too. But it was snowing today at Comerica. It was like full-blown flurries snowing. They were kind of lucky that it was the Yankees, and, you know, they're kind of used to the cold in New York, too. Or I guess they were unlucky. Because if it was like Diamondbacks or something where they're just not used to the cold at their park, it makes a big difference. The other thing that I think makes a big difference that I didn't really think about until I was there, the Windy City of Chicago. This is your favorite song? Cool. The way that the wind will keep balls in the field. I can't tell if I'm supposed to be rocking this back and forth. I really can't tell what's going on here at all, to be honest. But I'm just hanging out. Feels right. I mean, it doesn't feel wrong. Oh, nailed it. Frankly, I'm just hoping that there is a healing robot at some point here along the way. And if there isn't, we'll just go back and that's fine, but we're just hoping that there is. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs up.
What the hell have I gotten myself into?
We're earning money, which we need. I had a lot of fun. Oh no, dude. That sucks. I was just moving to the right and it just like auto moved me off because of the way the geometry was. I had a lot of fun. I love going to a game. I love like really like hard focusing on a baseball game. You know, my my sister who was at the Tigers game on Sunday was like calling me, calling friends, called my stepmom, walked around, went to the bar, just kind of like made a day out of it, like did 10,000 steps at the ballpark. And it's like, I'm sitting in a seat and I'm watching baseball. And it feels really good just to be back. We are going to go back. I'm going to see if I can buy... I pay attention, but I'm mostly snacking and gawking at people. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can buy a new weapon for Ellie and Bart back at the shop on the Yggdrasil. Just while I have money that's accumulating from these fights. And while I'm not too pot committed yet, I'm not too far in, I'm just going to run back to the Yggdrasil and check. Getting level ups too, which feels really nice. I'm at what? How much money do I have? 15K? Yeah, we should be able to get something, right? I thought I was frozen. Whoo! The idea that this used to be like a connecting tower between Shavat and everything else, and now it's fallen away and rubble and just nasty and dilapidated is really cool. All right. Let me buy some stuff. I wish you didn't have to do this every time. It's immersive, I guess, to run back to the hangar and do it all that way, but I do wish there was a quicker just button, especially if not for like shopping and things, at the very least to tune your stuff up, you know? I feel like all of that, and maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, I just don't know. All of that I wish would reset when you step into a ship. But again, it really locks you into a place. And there's just something, so I guess it is. I guess it did just refuel. Cool. Well, see, there you go. We do have weapons. That's good to see. Okay. So we'll go to Brigadier. Weapons. Blood G-Whip. Engine. Go this one. That's our V28. And then I don't have enough money for any of these, but I can get to 9,100. Good to know. I don't have enough money for that, but I probably have parts to sell. Do I really need that death blower? System, blow. Gear. Equip. Blood G-Whip. Okay, and now, you know what? We can actually go a little crazy here. Extra armor +4. Agility and water, level 1 death blows. Restores frame HP. Ether Mac and Ether Defense. Ether defense value plus 50? Holy. Armor defense value plus 15. I mean, we should do that, right? Light armor. It'll add to our response too. Beam jammer's good. She doesn't have anything else that's better. 128 is so low. But I suppose, I suppose that her whole thing is ether. That's ether amp plus 4. And then, how's her defense compared to everybody else? Pretty damn high, if I do say so myself. So if we swap this for... I mean, frankly, I don't think I need to swap it for anything. I think the ether amp is good. I think the beam damage is really good. And then agility and water, we can swap this out for something else. We can do ether armor, and then this one will go for like maybe just another light armor for now. Cool. And then I probably have to top them off because their fuel tanks changed. Maybe? Nope. Game already accounts for it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think I can sell that Death Blower 1. It's very expensive, which almost leads me to believe that there's something going on with it. But I don't need Death Blow 1 skills. I already know what they do, and I already have them on everybody. I'll hang on to it. But I'm not really happy about it. Hang on to Earthveil armor. Made fried rice? Nice. Bump, bump. Ba-diddle-dum. Dun, do, 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 do. Okay. Okay, we should save and then head back in there and commit to the climb. Oops. Okay. Shall we launch the Yggdrasil? Yeah, but you're not going far, pal. You're just... you're hardly moving at all. Alright. And we're here. We made it to our destination. Shit. Not even worth doing that. I can't leave. That's interesting. These are unrunnable fights. You are committed to the engagement because of the nature of like what these guys are, I guess. Finally, some damage out of you, Bart. Love to see it. Made beer battered cod. It was frozen in mac and cheese. Nice. I haven't had a good fish in a really long time. My mom and my sister went to a fish fry a couple weeks ago, and it sounded so good. But I haven't had like a fish and chips or any sort of fried fish in so long. Maybe that's something I gotta do this week. What I did have this past weekend that I loved, I had a really good empanada. Really good. That was the one that I brought into the game with me. It was awesome. Okay. Gotta swing on these chains and make it happen. I'm curious. I guess I'm not curious. I'm not curious. I don't actually want input. I can just imagine, I guess is what I want to say. I can imagine that this part probably drives a lot of streamers crazy. I'll just do this. The like chain platforming and falling back down to the base, the center, and then having to climb back up again and getting near to the end and then glancing at chat and missing the jump, and then you gotta do it all over again. And okay, here we go. I think I'm doing this right. Yeah, if they could just look at it like a getting over it moment. Okay. I understand how to move back and forth on it now. Makes sense. It's just a little bit more rigid than you would expect. Boop. 1500 is crazy.
We've got problems.
No problems. Okay. Did I mess up, or is that right? Oh, there's another chain here. That's... It appears to be some kind of relay station. Oh, cool. Okay. Nice. Can I go back? Yes. My question is, that chest that's up there, it seems like there might be a door on that far side that I can... No, it doesn't look like it. I think I missed my window. I think I would have needed to wait until it went all the way back up and then jumped over. I thought I grabbed tartar sauce and put a big blob on the fish. Nope, it was horseradish. I'm fucked. I'm so sorry. All right. I don't really care. I hope it wasn't the ultimate weapon for fucking Bart. We're making moves. Where to? I don't know. I guess I'm just jumping down there? Ooh, look at this. Get zapped? Reggie Rock? Ether attack on everyone. What the? Brutal. Whoa, even him. Cool. Cool. Yeah, it's good. It's good. This looks like some kind of relay station to the upper atmosphere. Can we control it from this room? Looks like we can get in through here. Oh, cool. Tacos, nice. Gold nugget. Okay, I hope that made a difference. Doesn't seem like it. Oh, there we go. This appears to be the relay station control room. Let's try a few things around here. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay. Just missed it. Is there anything else we want to do to get over to that? I mean, obviously it's there. But I guess I press this button now, the one that didn't do anything before. Still no. Just trying to see if I can press something up there. Just opened up the menu on accident. Oops. Oops. Nothing I can press there. What did I press to make that happen? I don't even know. I guess I did what I needed to do. I just got to figure out what to do with it. What's up, Misha? First playthrough vibes. Totally. I don't even know. I don't know anything. Act like this shit just came out. Welcome in. I wish I could walk on a fucking wall right now. Can I just drop down here? Oh, there we go. Not so bad, dude. How you doing? Not so bad. That was cool seeing obviously the computer room on its side, but then seeing like the tram. You know, you can imagine the tram being side to side, but now that everything's all fucked up, it's like moving out of the water straight up. It's a really cool design because I didn't even consider it. I thought that this was just a tower that was connecting, you know, Shavat to Earth. Normal style. But it's sideways style. Which is cool. It reminds me of there's like a Vagrant Story room that's very similar. All right. Looks like we can get to the upper room through here. We'll need to get out of the gears and cross via the handrails. Okay. Well, let me get these chests first. Ether armor. Okay, little battle. Great. Wait, this isn't the ether attack on everybody. This is just him doing some magic. Major inspiration for you when it first came out. That being said, wherever you're at is old, and it's sideways. I can tell. It's good. I'm having a really good time with it. I'm having a great time with it. Welcome to the channel. I didn't pick playing it. Randomly selected through Marbles on Stream. It could have been this, or it could have been a litany of a bunch of other things, and this is just what crossed the finish line first. Oh, so when they mean climb the handrails, they literally mean climb. Got it. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side, baby. Gold nugget. Nice. Old circuit. This is really sick. Alright. Let's get this puppy going. What? Looks like the driver's seat's next to it. Oh. Here? Hey, it started. All right, let's go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, sick. Okay. All right. Way cooler than a 5-hour stream where I'm jumping up it. Wow. Wow. Very cool. It's huge. It's honestly like maybe unnecessarily wide. Where are we going to climb to? You know? It's like if this is like a high-speed rail, I don't think it needs to be that big around. Hey, we're going on the outer wall. Cool shot incoming. Yo, nice. Wow, this is sick. Wow. Yeah, Hearts, I said high-speed rail for a reason. A shot? From where? Crap! Oh, the track's gone. We're going outside. Yeah, it's Babel Tower. Sick, dude. What's that? Star Fox. A Gebler ship? Love the wings, man. How cool. We saved. We did save. What is that gear? I've been waiting, Faye. Last time at sea, I was rendered unconscious by a surprise traitor. But that won't happen this time. I won't let you go up. How did they know we were here? But I removed the recognition code and tracking. Our backs to the wall. We can't run. I guess we have to fight. Here we go. Alright, here goes nothing. Myong? So she's got this cooking. Can I get both of them? Not quite wide enough. The nature of the channel here, just for the sake of maintaining a place where nobody gets their understanding of the game, rained upon by people that already know things, we definitely keep a kayfabe, if you will, where literally act like the game just came out. It's October 20th, 1998. If you're discovering something here, you're discovering it for the first time. It makes for a really fun way to engage with this, because so many of these are people's old favorites or, something that they may have seen in magazines as touchstones. You never really know where everybody's individual placement with something is. And so if we all just keep our head in the place where it's like, this is brand new, and just watch it with like the wide-eyed excitement of, imagine how sick this, obviously you don't have to imagine, you played it, right? How sick it was 27 years ago to experience this sense of scale and to, work your way up this tower. And now we're in the middle of a giant mech fight. Incredibly captivating stuff. And just celebrating that launch day feeling is a big part of what I do here and a big part of what the stream is all about. We started this playthrough, by digging into old game magazines from 1997 and 1998, really outlining in its entirety this game's release hype cycle, from its announcement at Tokyo Game Show 1997 through the months and months and months where it was, we weren't sure that it was ever even gonna come out in the West at all. It's not there yet. And then all the way through the Square and EA. I don't know if you remember this at the time, the announcement that Square and EA would be partnering up to do a cross-publishing distribution deal in Japan and the West. Really just fascinating history with this game. The kind of pump fake that it was the religious themes are going to keep people away from it. And then every single person was no, that wasn't the case. It was shattering. We all thought the Final Fantasy series was doomed. Whoa. It's Xenogears World? Or do you mean the mid-90s or the EA thing? You were shit, EA is involved now? We're gonna get Final Fantasy Madden? This sucks. The EA thing. Got it. It's not over. Not yet.
No, Commander. Pull out.
Let go, Myung. I can't retreat now.
It's impossible with your wounds. Bridge, secure the retreat. Main gun, elevation 0.8. Support fire 30. Fire!
Yeah, it was this, Parasite Eve, Bushido Blade 2, and Brave Fencer Musashi that all made it to the West as a result.
From above? No, it couldn't be. Bridge!
Dimensional vibrations, level 8. A huge formation, coming this way. That one never actually made it stateside, Hearts. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon 2 came to the West, but never the first one.
Just as I feared. Shavat! Change heading, 180 degrees, now! All ships report speed. Retreat from this position.
Yeah, we didn't really get Mystery Dungeon popping off in the West until, Pokemon. Looks like an air attack. Let's go! So cool. For the record, Misha, I totally am 100% all in on kind of being your vicarious second playthrough, first playthrough experience 25 years later. I would just request that any sort of, I know what this is. Sick part coming up. Wow, it's all coming back to me now. All that kind of stuff, keep it internal. Any sort of reactions, holy shit, wasn't that cool? Is cool, but don't tip your hand too much as kind of being... Think of this stream remember that movie, The Butterfly Effect, with Ashton Kutcher? Remember The Butterfly Effect? Where you go back in time, and if you, touch a butterfly... they did show up before. Yeah. No, you're good. You're absolutely good. I'm just... If it was a problem, you'd know. It's because of the first time I referenced it that I'm referencing it the second time, because I think it's a good touchstone. I think the best thing to do is to treat this stream like you are peering back in time at somebody playing it for the first time. And if you tip somebody off to the future, it's going to change the whole course of everything. I remember these two, they're jerks. They sure are. Can't we go through the door down below? Yeah, I guess so. Backseating. What door? What are you even talking about? This? I'm tired of you, Faye. Come on, baby. What door? It pushed me back. Maybe just something funky happened. Absolutely. You understand. I would assume you've been around the block on Twitch. I think JRPGs and very long, like we're 42 hours into this thing. Long form experiences like this, I'm on high alert. I think that's, you know. Isn't it controlled by that room we just found? So yeah, totally forgive me. I'm stoked you're here though. So you got this at launch. And you talked about the Brave Fencer Musashi demo. Yes. Parasite Eve had one too. Before the game came out, we actually played a little bit of it before we started playing this game. The demo is what caused you to get this. Cool. You remember the first time you spun that camera around? After Final Fantasy VII, being able to go like this? Holy. Changes everything. PlayStation Magazine is what hyped you up? Cool. Yeah. Yes, you couldn't go beyond Lahan, but all of Faye's moveset was unlocked. Yeah. And they did I didn't play the whole demo, so I don't know what all was shown. So if things were shown that I have not seen yet in the full playthrough, don't, just understand. But I know that they kind of eased in characters from later on in the story in funny out of the way, you maybe run into Bart early, and I don't know who it is, but I know that they de-sequenced a couple of character reveals so that you could see a couple of later characters a little bit earlier to get a feel for having a party. That's one thing that I saw as I was learning stuff about the game, and I didn't dig in too far because I hadn't played the game yet and I didn't want anything spoiled, but people talk very highly about that demo. We want to do this. All right. So I didn't see this door that they keep talking about. They keep talking about a door. I don't see it there. They said below, so maybe it's in that little drop-down area? But yeah, I have... If you go, you can check out everything I've played so far on the stream. I do franchises in order. So something like Final Fantasy, we've done Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Next up would be Final Fantasy 3 whenever it comes time. But that's everything that I have played in full on the channel so far. So anything there, as far as spoilers are concerned, fair game. Ultimately, I wouldn't want to ruin it for somebody, but we got to get the Dragon Quest train rolling. I know, Broken Quest. Don't get me started. I know. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. I think JRPGs are tough because people want to watch the one that they have played. And so when it comes to something like a Dragon Quest 1, when it's up against other things, it's a tougher sell, which is a shame to a guy like me. I'm dead. Or a Final Fantasy 1. Right. We got to be able to run, or I'm dead. I'm dead. Might and Magic was a good time. Might and Magic should serve as an understanding that it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. I'm glad I just saved. Okay. Or Arena when we want to see Skyrim. See, but basically what I'm saying is everything flows better when the want to sees get removed from the equation and the this looks cool in the moment guides the vibes. All right, where is this fucking door? Oh, there it is. I see. There we go.
Okay, finished.
But yeah, it does make things hard, like for like a Dragon Quest. O2 cylinder. As much as I'd love to do a Dragon Quest. It's an interesting backlog. It's pretty much everything that I'm interested in. Lock clear. Done! Received gold nugget. Yeah, I mean, just to give you a feel. What the hell? Never mind. Hang on. We just opened the sunroof. What the? Seriously. Hey, you're just pressing too many buttons. Right. So when a game is over, when we beat Xenogears, I will go to this list and no, but don't get too well, technically it's actually the 5th game. This is just for explanation's sake. I have 1,211 games that I want to play. Everything from 10,000 bullets, 1000x resist, 24, the game, 50 Cent Bulletproof, 7 Blades, Advent Rising. Yeah, it's been on here for months. I randomized this list, and this, out of the full 1,200, we would roll from this set of 50. So the next playthrough could be Leisure Suit Larry 1, or Banjo-Kazooie, or fucking Hyperdimension Neptunia, or Escape from Bug Island on the Wii, or Urban Chaos, or Time Splitters, or Phantom Crash, or Wii Sports, or Dark Sector, or Swagman. You never know. You never know where we're going to go next. Really digging the new site, really cool. Been thinking about making a personal website myself. This is big info. Inspo. Thank you so much, Sandy. Thank you. I feel like your eye for aesthetics, if you just like, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, man. If you just grinded out HTML for like 3 weeks just to get, I don't know if you've ever worked with HTML, if you had like a Tumblr or whatever. I never did. But if you did, you probably have a leg up on me. But I think you could make a really sick site. I really do. How do I get back up there? Yeah, it's cool. Okay. It's fun to miss a bracket and see it all crash. Yeah, fun's one word for it. I've just been doing a lot with the website to try my best to make sure everything is structurally consistent across the whole site. And there are a lot of little tweaks. Interesting that you don't have Mega Man. I for sure do. 100%. Hang on. If I don't, you have tapped into a very major oversight, because I'm sure I do. Where are we? There it is, right there. It's there. He's there. The Mega Man is there. I got, no, you're good. You're good. I understand. It's that funky ass box art. And there's 1,200 games, dude. I mean, it's wedged between Medieval and Men of Valor. Yeah, keeping it all structurally contained has been really fun. Yeah, the Mega Man of Valor. I'll take a second and show. Gakiga Dream, community member Gakiga Dream, did this watercolor painting of Groff's first encounter. Look how sick this is, man. And Nancy, we do a visual novel on Sundays. We're doing Misericord right now on Sundays. Nancy Drew 420 in chat right there did a painting of Darcy from Misericord Volume 1. But yeah, really cool stuff. And this is a nice high quality image too. You can really get in there. $47.99 by 50.53. You can really get in there. Super cool. That's pinned above if you want to take a look. I'm doing a community art initiative for April. So if you're an artist, if you got art chops, feel free. Anything Xenogears or anything we've played, but specifically these 5. So Pokemon, Might and Magic Book 1, Secret of the Inner Sanctum, Bully, Xenogears, and Misericord Volume 1. I went through a name change, like rebrand in November. And so all of these games, while I have played them on stream, they were part of an older time on the channel. And so I want to keep the new stuff to the new stuff. So that scene is what cemented my desire to know everything about this game. And how's it coming along? Do you? All right, here we go. Oh, we unlocked that door. Right. So let me go over there. Let me just save and then head over there to the new unlocked door. And then we pop over to the sunroof. It's been interesting, just streaming and raiding and hanging out in streams and people going like, yo, Cap, how's Xenogears going? A lot of people have close history with Xenosaga in their memory and less so with Xenogears from what I have discovered through Twitch. It's interesting. We talked about it on the last stream. I don't know if it's just Xenosaga's connection and just time frame zeitgeisty connection to like the prequel series of Star Wars coming out. So you go to the game store and you see Xenosaga Episode 2 and then some German words and you go like, whoa! And then you got whatever her name is on the cover. And I know what her name is. I'm just saying that because I don't want it said. I know what her name is. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting Xenosaga just got a push that I feel like Xenogears didn't quite... Obviously, I wasn't there at the time. I mean, I was alive. But overall on Twitch, like long-term cultural connection. Xenoblade, huge, right? Huge. What Xenosaga? You'll learn in 4 years, Hearts, in 2002. Sorry, we're butterfly affecting here for a minute. Ah! My skin starts melting off. Got a heck of a lot more advertising. Sure. That'll be exciting. One of my favorite things is digging into game advertising and history. They're working on a new PlayStation? No, not yet. They're never going to. It peaked here. But yeah, Xenoblade, obviously huge. And you know what's fun now? And I'm gonna be very careful with what I'm saying and how I say it. I don't want too much commentary from anybody. Having now played this for 42 hours, right? Even if I was like, I played this in high school and I got about this far and I never beat it, right? It's enough to really lock into your memory forever, right? It's one of those. The nature of this game is such that, like, it has a very commanding presence. I can only imagine, because this is one of my favorite trailers of all time, the Wii U Xenoblade Chronicles X trailer is such a show-stopping trailer, in my opinion. The Project X Wii U trailer. And now, if you think back on it, I mean, hang on. Just for a second. This is now 11 years old. June 11th of 2013. Nearly 12. This is the coolest trailer of all time. And now that I've played 42 hours of Xenogears, if I were to have seen this and saw Monolith Soft and saw everything going on here, I would have lost my mind. I already did lose my mind. Dude. What's the countdown? I've done this before. I've explained this whole thing on stream before. This is top 5 video game trailers ever made for me. Without question. This makes this game feel like the biggest thing anybody has ever experienced. And now that I've played Xenogears for 40 hours and I'm looking at this, imagine seeing this and then just getting hit with this at the end. Holy shit. It's over. I would have been crying. I would have been literally tearing up on my couch in my living room. It's such a good trailer. It's really and now that the game is, out again on the Switch, thankfully, they put it out again. I was too let down by Xenosaga. Oh, I'm sure it's good. Every game. What you'll come to find if you hang out, Misha, I'll have fun with anything. Anything you throw at me, I'm pretty bound to have a pretty good time. A lot of weird shit we've played on this channel, and we've played it all in full. I've never tapped out, and I don't think I ever will. I'm very eager. I'm very curious to see Xenosaga. Again, I don't want to get too into it yet, but I am very curious to see it in the framework of this, because right, it's a good game. Obviously, all of the Xeno games are, it's interesting to take a step back, but also immerse yourself in deeper to each individual experience to go like, I can see why people would get let down by this, but also as an independent entity, this is really sick for what it's doing, etc., etc. Veil Doubler. How many would you say you'll never look at again? None? What I'm saying is, I have enjoyed deeply and sincerely games that people would look at and go, oh, yeesh. Probably had a tough time with that one. And it's like, no, not really. I had fun, man. Like, you know, Final Fantasy II, for example. So many people talk so much dumb shit about Final Fantasy II, and that's one of the coolest games I've ever played. Like, really, if you look at that game from the perspective of 364 days after the first game, to do such a holistic switch up in terms of scope and spectacle and mechanics, and to pull it off the way that they did, I absolutely love that game. I still think about it often. And that's one that, like, history and culture would lead you to believe, yeah, it's one you can skip. You're not missing much. You know? Most of the things that they do in Final Fantasy II, they never do again. Don't even look at it. Yeah, but it's 1,200 games, Hearts. It's 1,200. I'm not gonna act like every game on this list is a winner. Let's go to average rating, and I'm gonna sort negative on average rating. I mean, there's some historically rough stuff in this mix that people will tell you is very bad. But what's the lowest rated game? The lowest rated game that is not a 0 is Toxic Grind. And then Drake of the 99 Dragons, right? And Street Fighter 1 being this low feels a little dramatic, right? That's dramatic. That doesn't, it's not sincere. By no means are we calling it the prequel to Street Fighter 2 in anything but name. But like a 1.4? Let's be real. Drake and the 99 Dragons would be so fun. So fun. Really depends on which release. Yeah, I try my best in all of these situations as much as possible to play as close to initial release version as possible. I'm playing on a PlayStation 1. This is a hardware stream. This is, you know, RetroTink, which is an upscaled from a real PlayStation 1 that's, I mean, I can show you. It's sitting right over there. Upside down. You know what I mean. I'm sure you understand. Right there. And for the most part, everything played is right. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. And it's all just kind of hodgepodged together into one set where, you know, you don't know what people are scoring, where they could be doing like the C64 release of whatever the hell, when like everybody knows the real version of Star Control is on DOS. Man, Star Control was so good. Do you guys remember Star Control? Do you get the grid menu on the PlayStation 1 or the colorful splash theme? I sadly get neither. Because I have an X Station, which is an optical drive emulator. Good wasn't done? I think it was 2 streams. It was not 1 stream. It was not 1 stream. It was at least 2. And the second one was really long because somebody, I forget who, and I genuinely forget who. I'm not just like granting them the guise of anonymity. Somebody convinced me, and I actually remember who it is now. Somebody convinced me to do both campaigns at the very last minute. And I did the other campaign on hard, and it made the stream long. But yeah, it was a two-nighter. Yeah, and it wasn't even something that I considered at the time to be like, we're gonna put a challenge in my head. I think about the Sirens stealing crew members as a mechanic. So cool. So incredibly cool. And just the way that it's all expressed in the world, too. They really had something. That game's awesome. I'm really excited to get to Star Control 2 at some point. I really want to check it out. Self-repairing robot, thank you. Come again. The scale is so crazy in this game. And like that was what got me. Yeah, that was what got me with that Xenoblade Chronicles X. At the time it was just Project X, right? That trailer way back when was like, look at you're running next to dinosaurs, man. And then you go back to this and it's like they were pulling that scale card in 1998 really effectively. Not strong enough. I should have used my ether. Bum, 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 bum. White cologne. Oh. Stone Rod G. Oh, are we getting... I think I understand what's going on here. Is this gonna be the same strength? It is. Except it's Earth attack. Okay. I tried on a cologne yesterday. Got a pair of shoes yesterday. First pair of shoes in quite a while. It was really nice. Minky Moo was looking for a very specific fragrance downtown, and so we went to the Neiman Marcus, and I just chatted it up with this probably 66-year-old lady who, her name was Griselda, and she was selling us Skechers. No, what do you take me for? You guys are crazy. The other day you were like, how many Funko Pops do you have in your house? And now you're asking me if I got Skechers? I'm gonna kick everybody's ass. This is wild. No, I got a nice pair of shoes. Wait, you don't like Funkos? Fuck no. Fuck no, Pop. Crying in my Skechers right now, you and Ringo Starr. How many radon test kits do you have? None. What's the reason you hate it? Hate's a strong word. I find the style of... Hey, thanks for shouting out Franco845. Who the hell just did that? Everybody give Franco845 a follow. I'll do it right now. Hey, no problem, Franco. Just the style of commodified nostalgia that it breeds, where people are like nasty about just like the collectoriness of it, and also the fact that there really is no, compared to like, let's think about like a Lego set, right? A Lego set of an IP has curation and connectivity to the source material, and you know, it's a celebration of the history of whatever media that it's trying to inhabit. Funko Pops are just like throw up a shell onto a frame and, you know, see you later. And I think, Hearts, I do like Nendoroids a bit more, because Nendoroids at least come with stuff and they have facial expressions, and it feels like the people that made a Nendoroid kind of did their due diligence as researchers in a way, communicating with the owner of the IP and being like, now what kind of things does this character love to do? You know, but it's Heisenberg. Oh, you know what? You're right. They scribbled a little goatee on there. I'm back. I'm thinking I'm back. That's my answer. It's there's just something about it. There's just something very, I don't know. Rubs me the wrong way. That being said, for a minute there, I was curious and had my best intentions in mind, hoping that the Funko Pop video game would be able to tap into like a Lego Star Wars. But then it just straight up didn't, dude. Made it? Oh no. Missed it. Alright, well, we might as well heal. That was on purpose. I have no idea, John. Probably. Probably, right? I berated my coworker. So here's the thing. I don't know if I would berate a coworker, because the average person that has them is just like, what, dude? I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Bernie Sanders. And so I got my little thing that says, I love this. Now, fuck. I told them to sell them while they have value. They have an entire wall. Okay, if they're a wall poster, you've seen, Joshy, you've seen the Cruelty Squad Chunko Pop picture, right? I love the Chunko Pops. Got any Chunko Pops? Me too. I think that game's incredible. That's the game that kind of clicked my brain into immersive sim vibe space. Because I didn't really get the pace of play for a long time with an immersive sim, you know? What's up, Taro? Yeah, we're fine. That was only my second time trying it. And the first time I didn't even go for the actual jump. I was trying to do like a diagonal jump up to the chest on the left-hand side. And I think you're supposed to do like a Souls elevator thing where you fall onto it. But yeah, this is the angle's awkward. There we go. Quick fight. Uh-oh. Snow has a confession? I can use air odds. Holy. Enemy all? It may affect my gamer cred here. You save stated? What the fuck? Wow. That's a good question. How many? Were you like going full Nintendo Switch online rewind mode? Yeah, did you give yourself a checkpoint or did you do it for like every single part of the game? This whole way? Because Snow, there's texture in the struggle. There's deliberate texture in the struggle of it all. After a few jumps. Interesting. I thought I knew you. No, I'm just kidding. I already... Didn't you do the same thing in Tomb Raider? Or was Margaret's looming eye enough to make you feel like you couldn't do it? I definitely watched a streamer. Yeah, that's the entire game. That's Tomb Raider's entire tension. I think Marge encouraged it. Okay. Well, I'll have you know I won't be doing that. Tomb Raider is a 3D platformer that looks like a shooting game. Let's make that abundantly clear. All right. I think I wouldn't do it now. Yeah, easy for you to say when you're the other side of a camera. You have a problem with texture struggle? Are you making a joke or are you being sincere? Like, do you actually... Is, like, connecting with the stuff that's supposed to be brutal and annoying hard for you? Or... Because I think it's an interesting conversation. If you're being genuine. The idea that sometimes a developer will put something in a game that's, like... Getting mad at it is the point. I have a fairly low tolerance for being annoyed by struggle. Got it. So you were being sincere. Got it. I have learned to love it. And I encourage it on stream. You know, specifically, I mean, in that little first command, I think the first... Yeah, confusion, wonder, frustration, right? Because I think it's one of those things, we've talked about it before, as far as backseating is concerned. The people that backseat will look at a streamer get frustrated and go like, man, I want to alleviate. I want to salve that frustration because I know what to do, and so I can help them out right now by just telling them, because I have like secondhand, I feel bad that they are getting pissed off. But I just want to encourage, for the sake of this stream, wholeheartedly, I find that getting pissed off is part of the vibe. I've grown to love the friction. It's what makes the MMO genre feel so immersive. Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things that I think I really want to, when we get to whatever MMO happens first, I'm excited to face head on and really like confront and have those conversations often about. Because I do think that it's something that the proliferation of internet community, how I learned to stop worrying and love the game. I just don't get how someone dies 500 times in a Dark Souls boss and thinks how fun. I agree, but I don't think my idea is Reggie Fils-Aimé did irreparable damage when he said, if it's not fun, why bother? I don't think fun has to be the commanding descriptor. Because I don't even think it's necessarily about once you beat the boss. And that's for the same reason. This is where I might lose some folks. I think, as far as not the journey, and not the destination, but the journey, I think they were onto something with longer runbacks to bosses. Not because, taking time to cool off is better, but the time it takes to run to a boss fight might give your brain enough time to go, maybe I'll just go over here instead right now. Maybe I'll just check this out. This is pissing me off. Maybe I'll do something else. I realized I didn't actually open that door that I ran by. And obviously, testing and the history of the genre has proven that by and large, people don't really do that. And they just kind of angry run back to the boss. But thematically, I think that there are multiple ways to alleviate frustration, and it's not necessarily beating this thing that annoys me. The why I oughta run back, yeah. Because I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. I think that in a lot of ways, there's a lot about FromSoft's formula that changed fundamentally when they moved runbacks right to the stake of Marika or whatever. You can say better or worse, but it is a change. It is a change to the structure. And it's larger than just the amount of time it takes to get there, because there's a lot more going on internally in sequences like that. There's the decompress, there's understanding more about aggro as you run away. There's a lot of things that are happening subconsciously in a long run back. And so, I don't necessarily know how we got here. It was Cookie Jar saying, I don't see how someone dies 500 times to his Souls boss and thinks how fun. I don't necessarily think that anybody thinks how fun. I think for a lot of people, the thrill of learning is just fun. Going like, okay. So that's how I dodge that. Okay, got it. Next time I know, first one's on you, next one's on me, Like there's definitely that nature of progression where it's just exciting to learn something in that way. Okay, hang on. I don't know where. Right, there's a gamble. Yeah, there's a lot. We made it. Okay. Because there's always the conversation point of, if a boss feels too hard, it probably is. And you could go somewhere else and come back for it. I think in terms of subconscious game design, invisible hand guidance, that mentality works better if people have more time away from getting right back in. Like I heard that, like, as far as like battle royale statistics, you would be surprised to hear that like the people that play another game aren't the people that got second place and lost. The people that get 90 to 100 play their second game. You know what I mean? And so having it right there, right at the boss gate, you're going to get the people going like, come on, I got to do another one. 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 Because I just died and I just started. I want to actually make some sort of progress. But the way that a longer run back can kind of tell you, chill out a little bit. Hang out for a second. Check out the Duke's Archives, man. It's pretty cool in here. Look at this. Look at that. Look at those books. Look at all those crystals. Looks like we can climb up. Yeah. All right. Scale, dude. Scale. And honestly, not saying it's over, I did a pretty good job with that platforming. That platforming wasn't so bad. All right, what do we got? What? No ceiling? It seems that it's true. Shavat was here before. Look around. There are marks from some huge thing. Oh, yeah. Is there any comm equipment nearby? I don't see anything else, but... Faye! Look up! Something is closing in. It's a gear. Gebler? It's another washing machine?
From here is Shavat's territory. Many people have tried to get in, but Saibzin and I remove them.
Wait a minute. We just want to...
Get ready.
Get ready. pretty weak damage-wise. Those invisible paths, man. Yeah, dude. Oh. She sure does. $11 damage. Dun, 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 dun. And entire gears. Yeah, truly. Coward, 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 coward. That's what you get for your gear restore. Get owned? We killed a kid? It's enough, Maria. Bring him in.
Yes, Queen Zephyr.
What's up, Austin? That's a cool shot. Yeah, it's a cool shot. Yeah, John. Yeah, Nancy. Holy. Yup. 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 Oh, that's cool too. Man. Misha, get in here. Let's go. Let's go. All of these photographs get sent to a channel in the Discord. So we have a specific photo album channel in the Discord that is sending a linear playthrough of the entire game. The aerial city of Shavat. Good music. Honestly, same music from the trailer from that Next Gen magazine.
Sorry. Just wanted to test your strength. The Queen's awaiting for your arrival above.
The Queen? And it's Queenie from Thames in the card game? God.
Useless. They allowed contact with Shavat. There is an anima relic in Shavat. We can't afford to have them align before preparations are complete. It is meaningless if it is not compatible with our type. You want to bury all of Shavat? What of the Animus? There are others. We must respond severely so this doesn't happen again. What about the Shavat Gate? As long as it is there, we can't get in. Easy. We just use Oxen's gravity cannon to compensate for the time-space warp. Oxen? Is it operational?
No, it's not the voices. It has not. The voices are funny. I think it's funny that I don't know if you noticed, but I'm doing in my head. It's like an inside joke of mine that they're just very slightly different, each and every one. Like it's like moderately higher pitched, and some are like slower, and some are angrier. But I think it's just the speaking in riddles part of it all that's frustrating. It's just like, okay. Misha, I gotta tell you, as a means to dissuade backseaty spoiler posters, I do have the phrase "fun fact" blocked in this channel. But you have a good friend whose last name is Ochtzener. That's cool. I'll allow it. Red TV Man is more of a bit. No, the actual good part of the bit for me, Snow, is that it's just random with every voice line. So, like, it's not like red guy with 2 eyes is different than red guy with 1 eye. It's just a line-by-line thing. They're just all like a melting pot of vaguely different styles of the same voice.
Re-education is complete. It is ready. The airborne squad is already assembled. Any side effects? The regulated 71st Airborne should have no problems. Well then, I look forward to this.
This is the dock floor, located at the lowest layer of Shavat. I met you a little while ago. My name's Maria Balthazar.
Balthazar? I've heard of that name before. Yeah, never-ending story, dude. Bastion Balthazar Bucks. Hey, Faye, isn't that the same name as the eccentric old man? Remember? The crazy old guy playing with the gears underground Ave. That's right. Old man Bal the hermit. Huh. That reminds me. The gear I saw resembles Bal's gear, Calamity.
Calamity? That's the prototype gear my grandfather made. Do you know my grandpa? Where is he now?
I just happened to come across him in the cavern underneath Ave's desert. I didn't know him that well, so you're old man Bal's grandchild.
Yeah, but I haven't seen him for the past few years. He said he was looking for something very important, and he left by himself. My father was captured by Solaris, and his whereabouts are not known either.
But, the crazy... Your grandpa looked just fine. He's the kind that never dies. Don't worry, Squirt.
I'm not a squirt. And besides, my grandpa isn't a crazy old man. I know it.
Sorry. Don't get mad, Squirt. Maria. I didn't mean to offend. I apologize. Sorry.
I heard you say sorry once already. You don't need to say it again. Anyhow, Queen Zephyr's waiting. Please go ahead and take the elevator to go upstairs. I still have to finish inspecting Sybjin.
I can't say that one.
I'll show you the way to the palace when the time comes. Till then, please take a look around town. I'll see you later.
Good vibes. All right. Let's go up there. Shavat. The only organization that stands against Solaris. All right. Let's bring 20 or 30 of those gears that kid was riding on home. Chrono Trigger staff worked here. It's close. It's close. I had it in my brain. That's the Chrono save sound. All right, here we go. Actually, Minky Moo just walked in. I don't know if you saw me go like this. Minky Moo just walked in and said dinner in 5, and that was probably 5 minutes ago. So we're going to take a break right here. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next episode. If you're here on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to eat a little food and stretch my legs. I suggest you do the same. We'll be back and we'll talk to Queen Zephyr up here in Shavat. Very, very, very cool. Thank you so much for being here. It's a blast. Again, maybe while you're waiting, while you're hanging out, head on over to caprolog.com and take a look at the Community Art Showcase #1. Maybe get a little inspired. We got a piece from Xenogears over here. Consider it. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll be back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. We're going to kick it over to trailers in the meantime. All right. Thanks, folks.